Good afternoon. Welcome to the 76th Convocation Ceremony of the University of Colorado School of Medicine Physical Therapy Program. We're grateful to celebrate this day with our graduates and their families. We also welcome those joining us virtually from across Colorado and across the country. We're truly glad that you could join us on this very special day. To begin, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Associate Dean of Physical Therapy Education at the University of Colorado, Dr. Michael Harris-Love.
All right, just want to welcome our students, of course, families, faculty, campus leadership. This is our favorite day of the year, and we're so glad that you're here to join us. I have to say that I had other comments in mind for this occasion that I wrote months ago. And then came a heated election campaign, followed by some contentious interaction among students. So there goes that original speech. Now, granted, this class probably fared better than in recent months in other cohorts, but perhaps our time together will allow us to both acknowledge our graduates while embracing the spirit of what rehabilitation can offer us in this moment. Now, to our students, I freely admit that I have spent very little time thinking about how you vote, and by very little time, I mean zero. But there are at least 100 decisions that the faculty have to consider each semester about our program, such as what's happening on this campus, the new students in Colorado Springs, the well-beings of our fellows, residents, postdocs, and other staff. So trust me when I say that your political affiliation doesn't appear anywhere near my top 100 list of concerns. But what I do care about is your time here as a student, and now as a representative of CU PT as one of our graduates. And I speak for all of the faculty in stating that we deeply care about how you treat one another. But we also recognize that the pervading political climate has made, well, civil discourse a challenge. For me, at least, I find that the public discussion of politics is a little strange. I mean, especially when I reflect on how all of this came across to me when I was coming of age. I recall more traditional folks in my community identified with what we now call red, and that certainly people in my neighborhood politically identified with what we now consider blue. But what I most remember is our family identified by being broke. And it seemed like no matter which party was in office, we continued to identify as being broke. What ultimately gave my family upward mobility was, well, my mother deciding to attend night school to improve her prospects at work, and me earning my way to physical therapy school and having the privilege to learn from gifted instructors like the ones before me, and dedicating myself to my profession. And I suspect that many of our new graduates are on that same journey as well. Now, it's true, in about 24 hours, you won't have to deal with classmates who you found to be annoying in the wake of the election. But you might find yourself in mixed company at the family table during Christmas. And you may encounter some people in your new place of employment who don't quite see things the same way that you do. And you might find yourself living in a community where political pluralism is more than just a fancy term. Wherever you find yourself after you leave campus, I implore you to embrace the rehab ethos. You and I may come from different backgrounds, we may hail from different parts of the country, but we're cut from the same cloth when it comes to our persona as rehabilitation professionals. And the rehab ethos informs our view that nothing is beyond repair, restoration, or reimagination. As practitioners, we are honor-bound to a duty of care and compelled to not burn down the house. We don't provide a political means test before we decide to treat a patient. Our doors are open, not closed. And to borrow loosely from Matthew chapter 25, verse 40, you are called to serve the least of these among you. This is not to say that elections don't have consequences. Of course they do. And whether your candidate won or lost, I think that a great number of us feel like our power is limited within the current system. But it's incumbent upon us to exert the personal and collective power that we do possess. As physical therapists, our charge is not to change the structure of a bicameral government or the electoral college within a democratic republic. However, in our families, in our communities, in our day-to-day interactions, we can bring the spirit of rehabilitation with us. When you serve on a local school board or a leadership role within our profession, or perhaps a committee within your house of worship, you can approach challenges like a PT knowing that nothing is beyond repair, restoration, or reimagining. In a room full of like-minded individuals, you can certainly generate ideas or build a team. You can even make a plan, but you can't solve intricate societal problems without being in the same room with people who don't want what you want. And as physical therapists, you will be convincing people to do what they don't want to do for the rest of your careers. Trust me, you are uniquely built for this challenge. As we continue on, let us embrace the words of Marcus Aurelius. Waste no time arguing about what makes a good man. Be one. So, if you are a family values voter, by all means, serve as a beacon to others, reminding us that love is no mere sentiment, but rather a call to action and a continual act of sacrifice. If your vote was driven by economics this year, well, you're probably in good company, right? But let the march to reduce financial waste and administrative redundancy produce a healthcare system that we all deserve, one that offers quality care while providing access to communities that sorely need it. And if you were a voter who was compelled to give voice to the voiceless, then you should understand that you are pursuing a mission without end, a perpetual climb that is uphill in both directions. So continue to advocate, because we recognize that the fate of a nation is always on a parallel course with its number of disenfranchised citizens. Be a light onto others, no matter what. Class of 2024, this is your time. Thanks to you, the spirit of rehabilitation is alive and well. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Harris-Love. Next, I would like to introduce Dr. Roderick Nairn, Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Student Affairs at the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus.
Thank you, Marshall, and thank you, Dr. Harris-Love, for your comments. Good afternoon, everyone, graduates and family members and friends. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Special congratulations to the physical therapy program graduates this year, including from my daughter, Carolyn, who some of you know graduated from this program in 2011 and is still gainfully employed. Thank goodness. And some of you get the chance to work with her in the rehab facility at Skyridge, I know, and she enjoys that very much. You're a highly accomplished group, as evidenced by your admission to this competitive program and by your accomplishments in the program, some of which we're going to hear quite a bit more about when we come to the awards later in the program. And I know after 2.5 years of challenging coursework, clinical and research experiences, you've made it, and you need people like me to get out of your way so you can go celebrate and party. So I intend to be brief. You have earned your degree at a time in history when your talents, energy, and commitment are needed in healthcare perhaps more than ever, including for aging folks like me that will be using your services whether we like it or not. As Dr. Harris-Love says, I'll try to like it. You've proven that you have the character, intellect, and skill, and thus the power to improve the health of your future patients. We look forward to seeing the contributions that you're going to make and hearing about them. Please don't forget about us. And congratulations again. May the partying begin. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nairn. It is now my honor to introduce the Dean of the School of Medicine, Dr. John Sampson.
Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for allowing me a few minutes to address you all today. We gather here to celebrate you, our graduates, and we congratulate you, and we are very excited and know for certain that you will do great things in the years ahead. I also want to spend a few minutes celebrating your families, your friends, and loved ones, many of who are here today to join in the celebration. We are all grateful for your presence today, and You obviously have served as a source of inspiration for our graduates. And it's nice today to have you all here to form those memories that will last for years to come. To our graduates, we have complete confidence at this point that you possess the skills, the knowledge, and arguably most importantly, the passion to make a difference in the lives of our patients. Thanks to your hard work and dedication, we know that you are ready to carry forward CU's caring touch into the world. Our physical therapy program is clearly one of the best in the nation, and as a result, acceptance into this program can be challenging. We chose you because we believed in you, and you definitely earned your place in this class. The class of 2024 is a group of high achievers, and I've been given a few examples. First, Bea Oliva was inspired by her parents, who are also physical therapists, but also as a competitive powerlifter, applied those lessons to her studies, committing to goals and persevering through challenges. Maybe I could meet her later and she could help me have a little bit more upper body strength than SpongeBob. To Angela de los Santos, who learned that helping postpartum mothers and female athletes was more healing. It was more than healing, and it required really developing trust. From her experiences of meeting those patients' needs, she started a pelvic health special interest group to help others. And Renee Jones, who balanced her training in physical therapy while also earning a spot on the Denver Broncos cheerleading squad. I could go on with stories about each of you, but I was told, like Provost Nairn, that I should not be allowed to delay your celebration. Suffice it to say that you are all exceptional, and we are exceptionally proud of you. We believe that we've taught you the basic scientific skills of your profession. We believe we've given you the clinical reasoning skills to help your patients. And we believe that we have shown you the importance of interprofessional teamwork to provide exceptional care. I want to finish by thanking our faculty and administrative team, some of whom are seated before you here, but especially Dr. Michael Harris Love. I'm glad they picked up his old speech from the floor before I got up. Program Director and Associate Dean of Physical Therapy. They have clearly designed an outstanding curriculum and have given you academic home that will be yours for the rest of your lives. We wish you a happy graduation and a fulfilling and, most importantly, fun career. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Sampson. Next, I'm honored to introduce the Chair of the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Department, Dr. Venu Akuthoda.
Thanks, Alyssa, and thank you to the CU PT program faculty. I know none of us would really be here without them. You know, I serve as the bookend to 2.5 years. I probably see you about that often. You guys earned a degree. I grew a beard. But those 2.5 years come with a lot of costs, as you guys know: time, money, energy, freedom. But some of those debts are existential. And as you know, I like to reference Bruce Springsteen. As in a typical Springsteen song, the protagonist always has a dissatisfaction. Makes for a good pathos in the song, but it's probably human nature as well. But the diagnosis of dissatisfaction, what's the treatment? As we doctors like to figure out. Well, the treatment's probably doing something good. And fortunately, you are in this noble profession that does tremendous good. Really, the satisfaction of being a professional is really what washes away these existential crises. So with that, and trying to be short, welcome to the Club of Doctors, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Akuthoda. Please welcome again, Dr. Harris Love.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to recognize the members of our CU PT community who have been instrumental in the education of our outstanding graduates and are critical to the success of the program. First, our physical therapy faculty, associated faculty, and clinical instructors, without whom students' education would be incomplete. Your commitment to our students, innovation in the classroom, and unwavering support of the CU PT community is essential to our successes. For that, I'd like to say thank you for committing to the education of our students. To the administrative staff of the physical therapy program, our A team, your contributions are invaluable. Your support and skills are the backbone of the program for our students and faculty alike. And they wouldn't have all this right now if it weren't for them. So we thank them truly. And finally, our graduates. We recognize that your friends and families who have been there for you for many years in many different ways have been a part of your journey to becoming a physical therapist. Take a moment this weekend as you celebrate to thank those who helped support you over the last 2.5 years. Please join me in congratulating our CU PT community.
Thank you, Dr. Harris-Love. Next, I am pleased to introduce Angela de los Santos, President of the Class of 2024.
Got my iPad. Good afternoon, family, friends, faculty, and soon-to-be doctors of physical therapy. First off, a big round of applause for all the faculty and loved ones in this room and watching virtually on Zoom. If you are joining us today, it is because you are connected to at least one of us graduates and played a supporting role in this achievement. On behalf of my class, we sincerely thank you for your constant support, sacrifice, and understanding of the demands we took on during our time in this clinical program. We would not be here without any of you. To the CU faculty, a heartfelt thank you for all of your hard work to make sure we crossed this finish line, especially at the end when it became more of a drag and pull situation than solely just words of encouragement. Thank you for your dedication to our education, prioritizing our mental health above all else, and transitioning to being our friend and well-respected colleague for all the years to come. To all of you, we are eternally grateful. Now, to my amazing, incredible class of 2024. It has been a worthwhile responsibility and even more, a tremendous honor to be your class president for the past 2.5 years. Frankly, it was quite an intimidating role. Do you know how hard it was to try to lead a very accomplished group of graduate students? Very different experience from my last presidential role in high school. All this to say, thank you for your trust and your patience as I navigated this position to become the leader that you deserve. Throughout our time together, you have shown me how courageous, curious, how silly, compassionate, and how absolutely brilliant each of you are. We have seen each other at our lowest, carried each other through every challenge, and learned and laughed together all the way to the end. As my reign comes to a close, I figure I should maintain my democratic leadership style with a graduation speech based on a survey I sent out a month ago. Please keep in mind that the response rate for the survey was roughly 62%, though that's not passing based on CU standards. It was significantly on the higher end of response rates from my past surveys, so I'll take it. This survey enclosed some very important statistics about class of 2024. Unsurprisingly, many of us were involved in some sort of sport. Many were active in running, mountain biking, climbing, playing basketball, volleyball, and everything in between. With much recreation, a good chunk of us got injured, which we as PT students always appreciated, picking and prodding our fellow injured peers during lab. Many of us took advantage of Colorado's amenities, including going to a Red Rocks concert, attending a home game, and hiking for teeners. In fact, a total of 141 hikes on a 14er was hiked by our class. Crazy. With the big players of Carly, Hannah Mater, Hannah Barrett, Elena, and Sam inflating that number as they each climbed more than 15 of these mountains. Good job. But let's not forget to shed light on the quarter of us who braved through living in the snow for the very first time too. Beyond sports and enjoying our state, personal life commitments also took place. More than 10 of us got married or engaged, and at least 18 of us fell in love with either a human or a new pet. Needless to say, we strive to honor our work-life balance throughout our time as a PT student. When asked what helped us throughout PT school, many responded, caffeine and spending time outside. In addition to Don Magnuson's supply of snacks during lectures, Control F, and Chat GPT. When asked how they handled their stress, an overwhelming number answered that they didn't, with notable responses of crying, FaceTiming loved ones, eating ice cream, and escaping to the mountains. Favorite assignments included our capstone, innovation project, cadaver dissections, FI flip grids, and teaching each other new skills within motor learning and control project. This included fly fishing in the quad, tossing pizza dough, and salsa dancing. I will note, however, that some of these assignments were also listed in the least favorite category. We're a finicky class if you haven't caught on. Many of us will treasure our time spent together and with faculty. We'll miss Dan Malone's stories of his grandmama, Amy McDevitt's words of wisdom paired with beef sticks, and Toby Kinney's demonstrations of using his belly protuberance as a support for manual therapy. Though many of us won't miss forgetting to submit attendance quizzes, climbing 3 flights of stairs to get to lab and feeling winded every time, or whipping out the very little amount of acting skills we have for the patient case scenarios we reenacted, it was clear from the survey that what we will miss is each other. We will miss hearing Justin Lewis's laugh from across the room. You were supposed to laugh, but you didn't. Walking around the quad with our people, catching up on life beyond the classroom, and playing way too intense sessions of hacky sack during our 10-minute breaks. These past 2.5 years were indeed filled with many challenges. Study nights were long and tremendous. Illnesses and losses took place. But throughout it all, each of you persisted, growing stronger with every obstacle you overcame to get to here. When asked what the hardest part of PT school was, many responded with overcoming imposter syndrome, maintaining motivation, and trying to hold on to the fire hose amount of information being taught to us. Funnily enough, these challenges paired well to the answers I received from the question, what are you most proud of? The answers to this included recognizing their growth as a clinician, prioritizing the balance between school, personal obligations, and life goals, and being okay with not knowing everything as we commit to being lifelong learners of this profession. It was a clear point that many of us have not only built the academic skills we need to be an excellent physical therapist, but also fortified life skills required to be a compassionate and kind healthcare provider and advocate for our future patients. We have practiced over the past 2.5 years saying, "Hi, my name is Angela, and I'll be your student physical therapist today. How would you like to be addressed?" Well, that soon will no longer be the case, as tomorrow marks the accomplishment of a hard-earned doctorate and the beginning of your clinical practice as a doctor of physical therapy. Having had the privilege to learn alongside you, I have no doubt that you will make a difference in the lives of your patient, that you will practice with empathy, humility, and responsibility, and perhaps you will even find yourself reflecting on your skills and growth from time to time, a skill we know all too well at this point. Class of 2024, I am so proud of each of you. You are far ready and far capable to take on all the opportunities that lie ahead. But just in case you forget, take this moment to look around and look at each other. Smile, hug, wink, high five, awkwardly as I see you guys do it. Do whatever it is that you need to do to remember that you have an entire community rooting for you as we begin the next chapter of our profession. Congratulations, my fellow graduates. We did it.
Thank you for your heartfelt words, Angela. Next, I'd like to introduce our graduation speakers. This year, the class of 2024 selected Dr. Amy McDevitt and Dr. David James as the graduation speakers. Dr. McDevitt is an associate professor in the Department of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation at the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus. She serves as the section director of curriculum of the physical therapy program and is the musculoskeletal course track coordinator. Passionate about teaching, she is dedicated to preparing entry-level physical therapist students for successful clinical practice. A senior clinician at CU Sports Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation, Dr. McDevitt is a board-certified orthopedic clinical specialist and a fellow of the American Academy of the Orthopedic Manual Physical Therapists. She earned her PhD in physiotherapy from the University of Newcastle, Australia. Her research focuses on manual therapy, mechanisms of manual therapy, regional interdependence, shoulder tendinopathy, and clinical reasoning in physical therapist education. Dr. David James is a Colorado native that completed his bachelor's degrees in integrative physiology and psychology at the University of Colorado Boulder and his doctorate in physical therapy through the University of Colorado School of Medicine. He is a dual board-certified specialist in orthopedic and sports physical therapy. Dr. James is a core faculty member with the University of Colorado School of Medicine PT program, with teaching responsibilities in clinical anatomy, musculoskeletal management, sports physical therapy, imaging, radiology, and is the program coordinator for the Orthopedic Physical Therapy Residency Program. In addition to his academic appointment, he continues in clinical practice at Cascade Sports in Lakewood, Colorado. First, we will hear from Dr. McDevitt and then from Dr. James. Welcome.
So I wanted to start by saying that last night I learned that some of you had visions of David and I coming up here, sharing the microphone and bantering back and forth and throwing intellectual punches like we do in class. So hopefully you'll forgive us. We decided to stick with the traditional script here in terms of what happens at a commencement. Thank you to the class of 2024 for selecting me as your commencement speaker, along with my friend and colleague, David James. It's a privilege to stand here before you, not only as your educator, but as someone who has been deeply inspired by all of you. I was reflecting on what I wanted to convey to you today and found myself compelled to speak to you about the importance of your communities as your basis of support. So many people have helped you come to this day. Some are present, some are far away, some are no longer with us. All of you present here today have special people that have supported you on your journey and loved you along the way. Think of the people who guided you on this journey. Think about the people who've cared for you and wanted what was best for you in your life. Take a moment to pause and imagine for a moment how proud they are of you for what you've demonstrated and accomplished to your path of becoming a doctor of physical therapy. Think of how important that community is to you. Connection and community is something you've been training for since the day you arrived here. Let's take a moment to consider the foundation upon which these connections began. Your training began when you met one another and were quickly forced to forge novel and sometimes awkward relationships with peers, instructors, professors, while navigating how to continue to nurture the relationships of your community of family and friends who got you here, and have likely not wavered in their support. Your intense training wasn't just technical, it was emotional and transformative. You were scaffolding the art and experiences necessary to grow as providers who listen, connect, support, and care. Throughout your time here together, you've connected, and through those personal connections, you built a community. You forged memories of lecture and lab and practice, challenging tests, laughter, tears, difficult conversations, loss, endings, beginnings, novel experiences, friends, community, and connection. Your relationships grew, your connectedness intensified with one another, and by the time you're ready to be thrust into the clinical world to practice your skills, your patients were also waiting as eager recipients of your newly acquired knowledge and awareness. An influential figure from my early childhood who imparted messages of love and kindness was Mr. Rogers. He said, "If only you could sense how important you are to the lives of those you meet, how important you can be to people you may never even dream of. There's something of yourself that you leave at every meeting with another person. Don't underestimate the perceived importance of the care that you will provide. If you work in an outpatient setting, as I have done for the past 25 years, in a single day, you might be providing care to 10 to 15 patients. Hopefully it's around 10 to 12. Many of those patients have one appointment on their schedule in that same day, and it's you. And with that comes an incredible responsibility. My observation as an educator is that you've become wonderful stewards of person-centered care. So I don't need to expand on how to keep the patient in the center of your interactions. I believe you've demonstrated your competence. It's an honor to witness the depth of care and compassion that you have shown through your training. However, as a reminder, to put others at the center, you must be kind always. Continue to accept people for who they are. It's easier to judge than it is to love. Choose empathy and love over everything else. Be humble, and I know I've said this to you before. When outcomes are positive, shift the credit to your patients. They need the credit more than you do. It empowers them to believe that they have the ability to heal themselves, and their gratitude is enough. I've said this to you before as well. Working in this profession is rewarding, yet it's going to be hard. Days can be long, job demands in healthcare are high, and resources are often low. As you step into this next phase, the challenges ahead can sometimes feel overwhelming. One of my favorite authors in medicine, Atul Gawande, wrote, "At times in medicine, you feel you are inside a colossal and impossibly complex machine whose gears will turn for you only according to their own arbitrary rhythm. The notion that human caring, the effort to do better for people might make a difference can seem hopelessly naive, but it isn't. Do you remember the conversation that we had about whether it's better to be planned or prepared? Yes. Most of you have planned everything up to this moment. Some of you were intent on this path to be a doctor of physical therapy many years ago. Everything you planned and worked towards was to realize this very day. And many of you haven't prepared for what comes next because you are now completing the plan. What comes next will likely be a fruitful and satisfying career. However, I want to encourage you to be prepared. Be prepared to be disappointed that you no longer have a plan. Be prepared for the fact that you will treat patients who are in pain and experience limits, patients who live alone, who've suffered, who've lost human interaction in their lives. Be prepared to experience a loss as you leave the CU PT program to go out on your own. You are ready, but my advice to you is this: find a group, find a mentor, be in a community. You need people with you. If we walk alone, we miss out on the celebration of community. Society tends to emphasize our individuality, our ability to do things independently. We are so afraid of burdening people that we often get comfortable operating in isolation. I believe this happens in our field. I want to share an experience from my own career that helped shape my understanding of the power of community. After 7 years of full-time clinical practice, I found myself at a crossroads. I was exhausted and I was uninspired. I felt stuck and I didn't know how to resolve my discontent. The profession I'd worked so hard to enter no longer felt fulfilling. I felt like I was doing the same thing over and over again, and I didn't feel creative or innovative. Seeking a change of perspective, I made the decision to step away from clinical practice, to travel abroad, to provide medical service to those in need, immersing myself in new cultures and challenges. What I truly needed, however, was the opportunity to reflect deeply, think critically, and rediscover what had drawn me to the work initially. Dean Sampson said in a recent lecture he gave, "It's important not just to do, but to think." And he also said, "It can be difficult, but it's powerful." Through my introspection, I realized that I loved my profession and my work, but I needed to return to learning. I craved curiosity, inspiration, mentorship, and I needed a community. Atul Gawande also said, autonomy historically had the highest value in medicine. He said that knowledge has exploded, but it's brought complexity and specialization. As individualistic as we want to be, complexity requires group success. We can't know it all and do it all by ourselves. Your community is what will prompt you to create, innovate, solve problems, and will serve to support you in your times of vulnerability. And within that community, you'll find opportunities for personal growth and adaptability. Community doesn't just support you, it challenges you. It pushes you to confront new ideas, adapt to changing circumstances, and embrace curiosity about perspectives and experiences that may differ from your own. Growth doesn't happen in isolation. It happens when we're a part of something larger. Learning from others, which contributes to our own unique strengths. Conversations, collaborations, and even tension within a community spark true innovation and inspire lifelong curiosity. It's hard to be successful without people around you. Success professionally is about the people who got you there. After I personally reflected on what it would take to become inspired again, I built a network. I engaged in organizations, I reached out to mentors, and I built a community with intention. Fill your lives with arm holders. Practice holding the arms of others. When you hold up others, including your patients, they will come to your aid in your time of need. This sentiment is echoed beautifully in a quote by Mitch Albom, author of The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. He said, "The way you get meaning into your life is to devote yourself to loving others. Devote yourself to your community around you, and devote yourself to creating something that gives you purpose and meaning." Your patients are an integral part of that community. It's a privilege to treat and connect with the diverse individuals you will meet throughout your career. I can't pinpoint exactly when the shift occurred for me, but I began to see my patients not as people I was doing something to, but as individuals that I was sharing moments with. I discovered how to truly connect and be present with them in their journey to wellness. This change in perspective transformed my practice and helped me realize that my patients are not just recipients of care, they're essential members of my professional community. There are some who believe that to avoid burnout in the health professions, you need to distance yourself from your patients and void yourself of connection and relationship with them. Yet it's the human connection and vulnerability with people, with our patients, our peers, our community, that supply us as providers with growth and professional satisfaction. It's the sharing of stories that instill trust and demonstrate authenticity and provide confidence and quite possibly foster the ability to heal along with all the other tools that you've been taught complement human healing. The more we forge relationships with people and bear witness to their pain and their suffering, share in their joy, their hope, their laughter, the more it brings us to relevance and reminds us of the community of humanity with which we are all contributors. Abraham Verghese, another medical author recommended to me by a colleague and friend, said, "You live it forward, but understand it backward." This quote resonates with me as I can now look back and offer to you how important people and community will be to you. Thank you for letting me into your community. Being a member of your class's community is one of the things that has been fulfilling to me as an educator. Your unique personalities and contributions have left a lasting impression on me. And I want to take a moment to highlight just a few of the ways you've brought laughter, growth, and joy into our shared journey. To Kyle S., thank you for your infectious optimism and for always laughing at my stupid jokes, even when they were undeserving. Justin, thank you for joining Kyle in laughing at my stupid jokes. And thank you for the 5-minute voicemail you left me on my cell phone explaining why your script assignment was not to my standards or to yours. I forgive you. Mara, thank you for challenging me from day one. You've made me a better educator. Hannah M., you pushed me even more than Mara. And I'm especially grateful for you lending me your uncle during my time in Switzerland. Ashley and Jerica, I'll never forget the tone manipulation video you sent me while I was on vacation. Maisie and Julianne, thank you for joining me at the Orthopedic Manual Therapy Conference and connecting with a community that means so much to me. Andreas, where are you? Okay. Thank you for your understated humor, especially the unforgettable moment when you wrote "send help" on your iPad, which was projected on the screen during class. Abigail, I enjoyed our conversations about the importance of confidence. Amber, thank you for your love of learning and collaborative spirit. Jared and Dylan, you always showed up with a smile and you always cracked me up. Kelly and Jenna, thank you for your curiosity and consistency in securing a table in the back left corner of the lab. I was just as deflated as you were when you ended up in separate lab groups for MSK2. Kyle B. and Grace, your dedication as my research assistants made our accomplishments together so rewarding. Arielle, Grace, Sophie, thank you for stepping up to model for my orthopedic videos and photos. Your efforts will be recognized by generations to come. Jamie, I'm so grateful for the manuscript we co-authored together on the importance of person-centered care. Your insights as a student were invaluable. Carly, you exemplified strength and resilience. Angela, thank you for your steadfast leadership of your student community. Thank you all for entertaining my active learning strategies, whether it was writing limericks about the temporomandibular joint, clinical practice guideline card sorting contests, or playing thoracic spine Jeopardy. Thank you for sharing my joy in Chocolate Milk Wednesdays, the blasting of music in the manual therapy elective, and of course, I know you've all been waiting for this. Do you know what I'm gonna say? The unforgettable accidental Amazon delivery of over 400 meat sticks that I was unable to return, that I subsequently would throw at you in class when you answered questions correctly. I'll live off those laughs for quite some time. So when you see me in the future at a conference, and I can't quite place what class you're in, just say meat sticks and it'll all come back. You, the class of 2024, will soon part ways. Your lives will diverge geographically, yet the number of miles between you will never surpass the number of stories, memories, and connections that were made in this very place as a community. The depth and intensity of the relationships forged here may never be repeated, and the absence of the day-to-day interactions will be felt acutely, but this void will be filled by the people who have missed you. The communities, hang on, it sounded so good, didn't it? The communities that got you here and the communities you have yet to forge. As Fred Rogers urged, the people you have yet to meet, the patients you will connect with and heal on their path to recovery and wellness. And finally, to the class of 2024, being a part of your journey, our journey as a community has been a great joy. I'm certain you've taught me as much as I've taught you, and I'm deeply honored to have shared learning, development, and memories with you. It's been a privilege, truly, to know each of you, to have had an influence on your education and growth. Our relationships and connectedness have filled my bucket as an educator. For that and more, I have so much gratitude. I wish and pray that you have presence, peace, health, wellness, strength of spirit and soul, intellectual and optimistic curiosity, love, personal and professional success, and connection. I will miss you. I love you, and be well.
So as often is the case in musculoskeletal, you're going to get just a different variation of maybe the same thing. So to my cherished class of 2024, the opportunity to speak at this commencement ceremony is truly one of the greatest honors of my career. It's been such a privilege to be your instructor and your advisor through your first steps as becoming a physical therapist. What a journey it's been together. I imagine maybe, just maybe by now, it seems like decades ago, in the afternoons in the anatomy lab where you were going, is this fascia or is this a nerve? Or when you had that distinct sense of, I know exactly what this is. You're sure of it. And then Pasco and I would walk up and go, why don't you walk me through why you think that's the case? Now here we are, celebrating the completion of this first step of your career. In preparing for today, I have to be honest, I admittedly started being a little overzealous and write down page after page of information and things that I thought were going to be the things you need to know as you go into this career. And suddenly it dawned on me that it was becoming like a PT self-help book. So, like Amy is always trying to get me to do with my MSK lectures, I'm going to try to make it more concise, to the point, and efficient. Amy has wonderfully outlined the deep importance of community for success and longevity in any career, but especially for one that entails service to others. As humans, we are inextricably connected and reliant on community for health, happiness, and even knowledge. Consider that even the most brilliant and elite human mind is only capable of retaining about 1 gigabyte of information. Think about that for a minute. That phone you're carrying around, at least 6 to 10 times that capacity, from what I know. So, how is it that humankind has achieved so much and you've achieved so much? Well, first of all, the human mind is really excellent at fluidly associating and connecting information, even if it doesn't fully retain it. But ultimately, as is so eloquently described in the book, The Knowledge Illusion, we do it as a community or as a team. Take, for example, our faculty in the musculoskeletal team. It would be impossible for any single one of us to know all there is to know about orthopedic conditions. However, but with the cooperation and collaboration of our team, we can achieve near, maybe not so near some days, but near exhaustive expertise. Well, you know I'm a sports guy, so you should have known a sports analogy was coming. The team dynamics. It turns out that the dynamics of participating in a team sport are in so many ways very much the same being a healthcare provider. The first essential step is for that individual athlete to spend endless hours working with coaches, teammates, to acquire knowledge and fundamental skills, refining them through practice. This process is arduous, with long hours spent training, practicing, pushing yourself, and allowing coaches and teammates to push you because they can see there's more that you could achieve. It requires trusting yourself, trusting your teammates, trusting your coaches that the process will lead to successful performance. Improved skills and performance are contingent on a dichotomous combination of support and confrontation. We here at CU have been your coaches, instructors, and your teammates, providing guidance on skill and knowledge acquisition and preparation for this upcoming performance. We even sent you out there to do some scrimmaging. We called that clinical affiliations. If we've done our job correctly while you've been here, you have been challenged to your absolute limit at times, had your weaknesses exposed, experienced some failure, but always felt supported to grow and celebrate success. During this demanding process, you've been blessed to have a strong and consistent fan base, also known as your beloved friends and family. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of those friends and family that are here with us today and those that are on Zoom for being such a dedicated fan base. I have no doubt this fan base will continue to cheer you on through the ups and downs as you move on to that next team. As you will now go to join a new team in a clinic, a rehab facility, a hospital, it will be incumbent upon you to recognize what attributes, strengths, and talents you specifically bring to that team. Seek to learn from those new teammates, the coaches, the mentors, and most importantly, learn from the practice of clinical care of your patients. Seek to find a team that will not only support you, but also challenge you. Additionally, it's important to acknowledge that you are now not only a part of that team, but the much larger team of healthcare providers. The depth and breadth of knowledge just became nearly infinite in joining this team. It will be your responsibility to participate in that team and represent your profession well. I would love to say to you that physical therapy can solve all things, but that would be both arrogant and inaccurate. This larger team will at times be your greatest ally, but it will demand that you recognize the limitations of your skill set and be willing to request the expertise of others, willing to share your knowledge and receive new knowledge. Your future patients are relying on you to do so. Just like the greatest athletes in the world, all of you will have some days that it feels like everything went wrong and you just got destroyed out there. You'll also have some days where everything clicked and winning just seemed like it came really easy. Both provide an invaluable opportunity to improve. You must have the capacity to reflect equally on success and failure, to foster a positive evolution of your performance. So I wish for you to practice skills of resilience and deliberative reflection when you have failure, and humility in the face of success. With some blessing and luck, your future team will know just how to pick you up when it all went wrong and keep you in check when your ego has so much success. Now, there's one aspect in which healthcare is in no way, or at least in my opinion, should be in no way like sports. I know it's been said competition is always a good thing. It forces us to do our best. But in this case, I will have to respectfully disagree. Providing excellence in care is not a competition. Now, let's be straight. We live in a society that fosters competition in all things. The constant deluge of marketing media with taglines, the perceived importance of titles and power, the self-proclaimed experts in all things, all insinuating that everything is a competition. It can trick you to believe that you are in competition with your very own team. It's paramount that you don't fall victim to this fallacy. There should be no competition amongst individual providers or varied professionals, but instead cohesive collaboration for the advancement of medicine. If you find yourself comparing and competing with other PTs or dismissing another professional as inferior, take a moment and consider who really benefits from this. It turns out we're all on the same team. And being on that team also means, however, that at times you're going to have to be that teammate, the one that steps up and is willing to call out another teammate when they're not doing their part or for operating outside the accepted game plan. If you do get to a point where you're brave enough to do so, always do it with the respect and courtesy you would appreciate when the time comes that you are the teammate that has fallen. No doubt, as you spend time with family and friends, following graduation and during the upcoming holidays, there's going to be that question, as Amy alluded to, well, what's next? Some of you have already begun this process of what's next. You're planning to do a residency or maybe a specialty certification, or you're thinking about down the line how you're going to open your own practice and be successful. Indeed, it's very important to set goals, have a vision for that future career. However, don't let these goals prevent you from being great at what you're doing now, today. It's extremely difficult to be great today if you're already living in tomorrow. The athlete that is looking forward to the next game and not focusing on the one at hand, well, destined for failure. As you cross the stage tomorrow, you will be hooded, and this wonderful institution of higher learning will grant you the degree of Doctor of Physical Therapy. Doctor. Did you know that the origin of the word doctor can be traced back to the Latin docere, which means to teach? The title, as we know it now, of doctor, came much later in the 13th century when the University of Bologna granted the title to those scholars, afforded a high level of respect and prestige. But I'm going to say to you, let's go super old school and return doctoring to its Latin roots. Become excellent at teaching your patients and colleagues. Yes, of course, yes. Teaching them exercises and home programs, teaching them about their health condition, teaching them about the importance of physical activity and tools to improve their function, their health, their life. But hold on a minute. Any great educator will tell you the most critical aspect of being a good teacher is first and foremost listening to the student. Admittedly, sometimes we even have a hard time with that. But this is the only way to understand what that person knows and doesn't know, desires and needs to learn. You must first listen to them. Talk less, listen more. Do not strive to be the expert in the room, but instead strive to hear your patient, understand them, and then provide them the information that specifically is beneficial for them. If you do this consistently, you will garner great respect. No title needed. As a doctor, you have the unique opportunity to, in some small way, change the world and leave a legacy. As the American author Albert Pine said, what we do for ourselves dies with us. What we do for others in the world remains and is immortal. Finally, it's time to wrap up this pregame speech. Whether it be as an athlete, a physical therapist, a friend, a family member, or just a human being, I share this bit of advice with you. Strive to be authentic. This will require bravery to first truly establish who you are, independent of what you do, independent of the expectations of others, and independent of your profession. It means separating yourself from your achievements. As Socrates stated thousands of years ago, and it's still being quoted, the unexamined life is not worth living. Authenticity demands examination of your life and yourself. Now, this is not to be confused with that trendy advice of be uniquely you. Being authentic necessitates so much more. It demands integrity in your interactions with others. It requires a willingness to not only allow, but encourage yourself to grow and to change. You should not be the same you 5 years from now as you are today. Encourage the evolution of yourself by embracing change presented to you by opportunity, community, and your own personal intent. William Faulkner said it best: don't bother just to be better than your contemporaries or predecessors. Try to be better than yourself. It's game time, baby. Let's go.
Thank you, Amy and David. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Megan Hernandez, and I serve as the chair of the awards subcommittee. This next part of our ceremony is the awards presentation. A detailed description of each award can be found in your program. To begin, I'd like to invite Dr. Joanna Roybal, the current president of the CU Physical Therapy Alumni Association, and Dr. Deanna Gordon, the president-elect for the CU Physical Therapy Alumni Association, to present the Alumni Association Awards.
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, speaking of community, here we are. My name, again, is Dr. Joanna Roybal. I'm a physical therapist class of 2010, and we are here to present the Physical Therapy Alumni Association Awards. The mission of our Alumni Association is to keep our alumni connected to the program, to each other, and to foster a strong and supportive community.
Over the past year, we've been fortunate to continue several initiatives that highlight the strength of our alumni network, including our virtual alumni panel discussions, expansion of our alumni student mentoring program to include this first hybrid cohort from the UCCS campus, recognizing hundreds of PT alumni through the CU Anschutz Heroes program, and showcasing numerous alumni clinical instructors through spotlights on the CU Anschutz Instagram page.
The Alumni Association is here to support you and hope to stay connected with all of you, especially as you step forward as our newest graduates and fellow alumni. And now we are truly fortunate to have the opportunity to honor two outstanding CU Physical Therapy alumni with our Alumni Awards.
So the Rising Star Award is given to a recent alumna or alumnus of the University of Colorado Physical Therapy program who has demonstrated emerging and unique innovation, creativity, and/or excellence in categories of service, clinical care, education, professional organizations, and/or published research. Our Rising Star Award nominee or honoree is Dr. David Bruton Jr. A team captain and member of the legendary no-fly zone defense that led the Denver Broncos to a championship in Super Bowl 50, Dr. Bruton's passion for sports and rehabilitation led him to pursue a career in physical therapy after his NFL tenure. He graduated from the program in 2021, where he quickly became a leader and an advocate for the profession. Dr. Bruton is the founder of Between the Lines Physical Therapy in Centennial, Colorado, where he focuses on sports, orthopedic rehabilitation, performance, recovery, and concussion rehabilitation. In addition to his clinical work, Dr. Bruton founded Bruton's Books, a childhood literacy foundation that has made a significant impact in underserved communities across Colorado. His leadership extends to the CU Physical Therapy Alumni Association Board of Directors, where he served as co-president immediately following graduation. So please join me in congratulating Dr. David Bruton Jr.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, wow, that's loud. Good afternoon. Thank you for this incredible honor. To be recognized with the CU PT Rising Star Award is deeply humbling, and I'm filled with great gratitude at this moment. But before I say anything else, I want to take a moment to congratulate the CU Physical Therapy class of 2024. Give yourself a round of applause. You have worked tirelessly to reach this milestone, and today is a testament to your commitment, perseverance, and passion for this profession. As you step into the next chapter of your journey, I encourage you to hold close these words by Maya Angelou. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. This quote captures the essence of what we do as physical therapists. Beyond the exercises, the treatment plans, insurance, the technical skills, our work is about connecting with people. It's about empowering them to reclaim their lives, to move without pain, and to achieve what once was impossible. To the faculty and mentors who guided me and who continue to shape the future of physical therapy, thank you. Your wisdom and encouragement lit a path that has helped me grow into the clinician I am today. That and being on the treatment table my whole career. To my patients, you are the reason I wake up every day feeling inspired. Your resilience, trust, and determination remind me of the profound impact our profession can have on individuals and communities. I feel like that's been the term of the day, right? Community, right? To my colleagues, I am honored to work alongside such dedicated and talented professionals who push me to learn and grow daily. And finally, to my family and friends, thank you for standing by me through every challenge and cheering me on through every success and every failure. Your support means everything to me. This award is not just a reflection of the work I've done so far, but also a challenge to keep striving for excellence, compassion, and growth. To the class of 2024, you are poised to make a difference in the world. As you move forward, remember the power of kindness, the value of perseverance, and the ability to inspire hope in others. Thank you again for this incredible honor. Congratulations, class of 2024. Your stars are rising, and I can't wait to see where you go. Thank you.
Our next award is the Physical Therapy Alumni Achievement Award. The Alumni Achievement Award is given to an alumna or alumnus of the University of Colorado Physical Therapy Program who has embodied the mission of CU PT program by demonstrating excellence and leadership in service, clinical care, education, professional organizations, and/or published work. Our Alumni Achievement Award honoree is Dr. Annie Sirotniak. Annie, we'll clap for her. We haven't clapped for her twice. Annie is a physical therapist whose career is marked by steadfast commitment to clinical excellence, leadership, and service to both the CU community and beyond. Her journey began with a BS in kinesiology from CU Boulder, followed by an MS in physical therapy from the CU Health Sciences Center in 1993, and transitional DPT degree from UC Andrews in 2007. Her passion for physical therapy grew from her experience as a professional cyclist and has since shaped a career dedicated to improving patient care. For over 30 years, Annie has served at CU Boulder's Wardenberg Student Health Center, now physical therapy and integrative care at Medical Sciences, where she has made an enduring impact on the health and wellness of students. She is a champion of health initiatives and instrumental in the development of the clinic's intern program, mentoring over 40 undergraduate students each year through her pre-healthcare student volunteer program, as well as guiding DPT students through clinical education. As a lead physical therapist, her leadership has been instrumental in enhancing the clinic's operations and patient care delivery. Annie's career exemplifies the very best of physical therapy, a blend of dedication, leadership, education, and service to others. Her work has touched countless lives, and she is truly deserving of this award. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Annie Sirotniak.
Thank you so much. I'm humbled to receive this award today. Our CU PT program has been integral to my being for, well, more than half my life. So CU PT faculty and administrative team, proud families, and most of all, class of 2024. Today we gather to celebrate the culmination of your hard work, your dedication, and your passion. You all stand on the thresholds of an incredible journey as physical therapists. A journey filled with the opportunity to heal, to support, and to profoundly impact the lives of your patients. So this fall, I've had the opportunity to evaluate my career as a physical therapist and what it means to me after all of these years. And it comes down to this. I've realized that what continues to inspire me each day is that it is truly a gift to be of service to others. It's a privilege and an honor to be a physical therapist. to work alongside, to get to know and understand our patients, to witness their struggles and to celebrate their achievements, to help them move, to learn, to thrive. And I've learned that when I give of myself with an open heart, I also learn and grow. And it's not always easy or seamless, and I don't always get it right. You all have chosen a path of compassion and of service, one that calls for not just skill and knowledge, but empathy and heart. Every patient you encounter will place their trust in you. And in return, you'll offer them hope, encouragement, and a path to recovery. Each step you take, each challenge you overcome, adds to the legacy of our profession. So as you embark on your own unique journey as a physical therapist, carry with you the knowledge that you are making a difference one patient at a time. Congratulations, class of 2024, and may your future be as bright and as inspiring as the impact that you'll have on this world. Thank you, and congratulations to you, class of 2024.
Okay, we'll now transition to our program awards, beginning first with faculty awards and other special recognitions. Award recipients, a note, after each speaker has completed their presentation of the award, please approach the left side of the stage and come across to receive your award. Our first award is the Sarah Soley Award for Outstanding Contributions to Physical Therapy Education. This award was created to highlight the significant contributions to physical therapy education made by Dr. Polly Sarasoli, Director of the CU PT Physical Therapy Program and Assistant Dean of Allied Health from 1988 to 1996. The award recipient must demonstrate significant contributions toward the academic or clinical education of CU PT students, creativity or innovation in educational activities, and to be a role model of professional behavior in the educational process. In addition, recipients who are physical therapists, they should have membership in the American Physical Therapy Association. However, the last criteria does not apply this time around because this year we have an academic leader and registered dietitian as our awardee. This year's award recipient is Dr. Jackie Burnham. Dr. Burning is a clinician, an administrator, and some would say a force of nature. She is a professor who has served for over a decade as chair of the Department of Health Science at the University of Colorado in Colorado Springs. Her academic service to the university spans over 30 years, and she remains a pillar of the UCCS community. Her consultative work in nutrition has ranged from the USA swimming team to the Colorado Rockies and the Denver Broncos. Importantly, our joint effort to begin hybrid DPT education at UCCS would not have occurred without her strong advocacy and her vital role in planning the Hibble Sports Medicine and Performance Center. Dr. Burning's collaborative leadership, along with UCCS Health Sciences Dean, Dr. Kevin Lautner, and our program director for the hybrid pathway, Dr. Dan Malone, please wave, Dan. These things were essential ingredients to building this unique dual campus partnership. It is with great pleasure that I welcome my colleague to the stage to receive this award, Dr. Burning.
Notice I'm a PT.
It's honorary, Jackie, it's honorary.
All right. All right. Hi, graduates, congratulations. So my name is Dan Malone, and I have the privilege of presenting the next award, which is the Champion of CU Physical Therapy. This award identifies an outstanding individual who has a huge impact on the education of our students and provides unwavering support, not only to our students, but also to our faculty, and ensures the success of the University of Colorado's physical therapy program. This year, I'm very pleased to recognize Leisha Bustos. So for those who don't know Leisha, she previously served as manager of the Instructional Design Service Center at the Skaggs School of Pharmacy. And most recently, she began overseeing online and hybrid digital learning programs as director of the Office of Digital Learning. As many of you know, as just mentioned, I am the director of the hybrid pathway, but I'd like to highlight that Leisha's support for CUPT started long before we launched the hybrid pathway in 2024. In fact, as CUPT emerged from the pandemic, Leisha and her team provided faculty training, course coordination, program support. And you might ask yourself, why do we, your CUPT faculty, why did we need training? Well, none of us ever envisioned ourselves as a faculty member. We all envisioned ourselves as clinicians. We were clinicians first, and we have evolved into educators. And that evolution requires support. And that is exactly what Leisha has provided. On behalf of CUPT, I would personally like to thank Leisha for her past support. I would also like to thank her for her ongoing support as we proceed with our hybrid pathway. This unwavering support is valued by students and faculty, and she is truly a champion of CUPT. Thank you, Leisha.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Dr. Dana Judd. I have the pleasure of introducing our award winner for the CUPT Excellence in Teaching Award. This award is presented to faculty who devote their passions to DPT student education. Awardees must be nominated by both students and fellow faculty. The recipient of the 2024 CUPT Excellence in Teaching Award embodies innovation, dedication, and passion for physical therapy education. Known for creative, active teaching strategies and a healthy sense of humor, this faculty member transforms the classroom into a dynamic and engaging space. She treats students as future colleagues, fostering critical thinking, valuing input, and encouraging open, honest discussions. Her passion for the PT profession inspires students to dive deep into their learning and to advocate for the field. By sharing personal and clinical experiences, she simplifies complex topics and leaves a lasting impact on our professional growth. Her genuine care for students extends beyond academics, supporting students in every step of the way and preparing them to be confident, compassionate physical therapists, and apparently supplying them with endless supplies of meat sticks. This educator has enriched the CUPT community for all of these things and more. It is my honor to present the 2024 CUPT Excellence in Teaching Award to my friend and colleague, Dr. Amy McDevitt. All right. The University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus is fortunate to have 3 post-professional physical therapist residency programs, all of which are focused on developing specialists in the areas of pediatric physical therapy, orthopedic physical therapy, and academic physical therapist in faculty development. This year, we would like to recognize the graduates from these 3 programs on their accomplishments of successfully graduating from accredited physical therapist residency program.
So as the program director for the CU Pediatric Residency Program, it's my honor to recognize our 2025 Pediatric Residency graduate, Dr. Erica Solis. Since graduating in July, Dr. Solis joined the University of Colorado Enrich Early Intervention Transdisciplinary Team and has been lending her pediatric expertise by assisting in various pediatric PT-related courses in both the residential and hybrid pathways of the CU DPT program. Unfortunately, Dr. Solis isn't able to join us today, but we wish her the best as she continues along her professional journey as a pediatric physical therapist. Please join me again in congratulating Erica.
Good afternoon, you already know me. And I'm the program director for the Orthopedic Physical Therapy Residency Program. It's my privilege to recognize our 2 2024 Orthopedic Residency graduates, Dr. Leah Calderon and Josh McDowell. Since graduating in September, Josh has accepted a position to continue on in full-time capacity at an outpatient orthopedic position with UC Health. Since completing her residency, Leah has taken her specialized training to the UC Health Sports Therapy Clinic, where she is now a valued member of the team, while also dedicating some time to treating pediatric patients. In addition to her clinical aspirations, Leah plans to deepen her involvement in academia by contributing as a lab instructor in the musculoskeletal courses here at the University of Colorado. Leah feels that residency has equipped her with the advanced skills, autonomy, and confidence to excel across diverse clinical settings and pursue academic opportunities. Dr. Calderon and Dr. McDowell, please stand and be recognized. Join me in congratulating them.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Catherine Bilyeu, and I am pleased to recognize our faculty resident. So Dr. Judd, who serves as the program director for the faculty residency program, and I'm the coordinator. We want to recognize our 2025 faculty residency graduate, Dr. Jenna Cabrera. And Dr. Cabrera is already moving along to her next phases of academia, so she's not with us today. She's the 2nd graduate from this program, given its recent accreditation last year. Dr. Cabrera is moving to Seattle with her husband and is pursuing her next academic position in conjunction with continuing some clinical work. Again, she's not able to be with us today, but we wish her the best as she continues along her professional journey. So please join me in congratulating Dr. Cabrera. And I'm going to continue on with our next 2 awards, which recognize excellence in the clinical education portion of the University of Colorado Physical Therapy Program. In my role as the Associate Director of Clinical Education. You good? Oh, excellent. I'm truly honored to present our first award, which is the Outstanding Clinical Instructor Award. This was established by the physical therapy program to honor clinical instructors who have made remarkable contributions through their mentorship of our students during the clinical phase of the curriculum. The award recognizes their integral role in preparing well-rounded, caring, and compassionate professionals who will lead physical therapists into the future. So this year's Outstanding Clinical Instructor Award goes to Charlotte Coachman. She was hiding in the back row. Charlotte has long-standing connections to our program as a 1994 CU PT program graduate and is a dedicated clinical instructor for our students across the continuum of learning.
This award is driven by student nominations, and an excerpt from the supporting letter highlights Charlotte's excellence in this role. Charlotte is dedicated to teaching and loves having students. She is great at providing both constructive and positive feedback. She makes sure to consistently check in and discuss how the students feel and how they feel their clinical experience is going, and she works to adapt things as needed. Most clinical instructors mentor 1 or 2 students per year. Charlotte hosted 11 students this year across all clinical education experiences. She is an ardent supporter. That's a big thank you from the Director of Clinical Education. She's an ardent supporter of novel approaches to clinical education, hosting students in the collaborative education model, which consists of 2 students with 1 clinical instructor, and our integrated clinical education experiences, which involve mentoring teams of 4 students. Show of hands here, how many of you had Charlotte as a CI? Okay. This is unprecedented across 1 cohort of students. More important than the numbers, Charlotte creates an inclusive learning environment. Students state, Charlotte is very open to feedback and makes sure to develop a plan with each student, including how they want to get feedback, how to structure progressing independence for that individual student, and what specific goals they have. Charlotte is a humble, hard worker in the challenging world of physical therapy. She works diligently to establish a culture where students can feel safe asking questions, make mistakes in a controlled environment, and ultimately unlock their own potential. In closing, Charlotte, your impact on our clinical education program and our students is profound, and we wholeheartedly thank you. And we'll give you a small, very small token of our very great appreciation today. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dr. Joe Palmer. I'm the Director of Clinical Education, and I also offer my congratulations to the class of 2024. So our second Clinical Education Award is the Mary Gosnell Award. The student who receives this award is nominated by their clinical instructors for outstanding clinical performance and has demonstrated characteristics such as exceptional clinical knowledge, effective communication, sound problem solving, acceptance of responsibility, a positive, caring attitude, and professionalism in all aspects of clinical practice. This is fun. It is my sincere pleasure to present this year's Mary Gosnell Award to Andrew Romero. I didn't have a hold for applause, but that's okay. So the clinical education team received several nominations of students by their clinical instructors, or what we call CIs, and all of these nominations met our criteria for excellence. Ultimately, we selected Andrew based on his outstanding track record within the clinical education component of our curriculum. Andrew had a diverse and challenging clinical education trajectory ranging from outpatient orthopedics in Greeley, inpatient acute care at the VA next door, right there, to outpatient pediatrics for his final clinical experience. In Andrew's CE2 experience at the VA, his CI stated, quote, "In my 7 years serving as a CI, I cannot think of a student who better exemplifies principles and code of ethics for physical therapists as well as Andrew has." He has demonstrated on numerous occasions his willingness to go above and beyond expected standards of practice when working with our veterans, whether taking additional time to actively listen to the concerns of a veteran or offering support to a family member. Andrew did not hesitate to exhibit his very relatable, sensitive, and compassionate side, end quote. The nominating for the CI for this award during Andrew's final clinical experience in outpatient pediatrics also spoke to his clinical knowledge, professionalism, effective communication, drive for self-improvement, commitment to lifelong learning, and perhaps most importantly, his compassion. One example of this compassion occurred when Andrew spent over an hour with his pediatric patient and their mother, who does not speak English, after a session due to confusion regarding transportation following the therapy visit. Andrew sat outside of the clinic with his patient and the mother after his hours of time in the clinic, waiting and coordinating with the front office as needed for communication with the patient's father. This CI spoke to Andrew's remarkable talent for calming patients and their families in moments of panic, confusion, and/or urgency. She said, quote, "He is able to meet the parents where they are in the moment to make sure they feel seen, heard, and supported," end quote. It is the clinical education team's sincere honor to recognize Andrew Romero with the Mary Gosnell Award for Excellence in Clinical Education.
Good afternoon and congratulations, class. My name is Wendy Kriegels, and I am on faculty leading the neuromuscular conditions part of the curriculum. It's my honor to introduce our next award, which is the Richard D. Krugman Award. Dr. Richard Krugman served as Dean of the University of Colorado School of Medicine for 24 years and was fondly known as the Dean of Deans across the nation. This award was established to honor an individual who portrays the spirit of service to individuals and the community, fostering care and quality of life for people at all levels of society. This individual, who is chosen by their peers, is compassionate towards others, creates connections, and values ongoing innovation. This year, the class of 2024 has chosen Arielle Dos Santos to receive this award.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tammy Strussel, and I'm on faculty here at the university. And I have the honor of presenting the next award for the Outstanding Capstone Award. This award is given after a course called the Clinical Reasoning Capstone. It's in the final didactic semester of the curriculum, and graduating students participate in this course where they present a case report summarizing their experience and clinical decision-making on a patient scene during their second clinical experience. The process involves extensive self-reflection and peer feedback, analysis of scientific literature, and preparing a formal written report and poster presentation. The recipients of this award are nominated by their faculty facilitator, and the winner is chosen based on the merit of their written paper through an anonymous review process. This year, we actually have 3 winners. This is unprecedented. The recipients of the Outstanding Capstone Award are Angela de los Santos, Kyle Seuss, the second Dr. Seuss, and last but not least, Jessica Linnemeyer.
Hello, nice to see you all again. Congratulations. We will now recognize our program's inductees to the National Physical Therapy Student Honor Society. The National Physical Therapy Student Honor Society recognizes current DPT students who demonstrate excellence, integrity, and professionalism in the areas of academic achievement, leadership, service, or research, and demonstrate strong moral character, ethics, and the core values of the PT profession. Society inductees receive national recognition on the ACAPT website, as well as a certificate, lapel pin, and graduation cords. Inductees, as your name is called, please come to the stage and receive your awards. Angela De Los Santos. Anna Loria. Brooke Beyruti. Dylan Wagner. Ella Auroric. Jessica Lindenmeyer. Kyle Seuss. Maisie Deal. And Julianne Iaruso. Please join me in congratulating these 9 deserving graduates.
Hello, congrats. My name is Jenny Logan, and I am honored to present this year's Altruism in Action Award. Established in 2015, the award was inspired by Betty Kraffel, a former CU PT faculty member and lifelong humanitarian who has spent much of her time and energy working alongside local and global partners to increase access to physical therapy services in historically underserved communities. The recipient of this year's Altruism in Action Award is an exceptional individual whose unwavering commitment to our program and our community has left an indelible mark on both. It is my honor to present this year's Altruism in Action Award to our Stout Street and Don Health rock star, Ariely Dos Santos.
All right, congratulations, class of 2024. My name is Corey Christensen, and I'm going to present our next award, the Herbert J. Levy Humanitarian Award. The Physical Therapy Alumni Association established this award to honor Herbert J. Levy, a pioneer in physical therapy who graduated in the first physical therapy class of the University of Colorado in 1948. And helped establish several physical therapy and rehabilitation programs throughout the city of Denver. The recipient of this award personifies the attributes of Mr. Levy, which are commitment to the profession of physical therapy and commitment to the CU physical therapy program through honorable actions, thoughts, pride in family, kind heart, warm smile, and generosity of spirit. The recipient of this year's award epitomizes all the qualities of the Herbert J. Levy Award, and it is my honor to present this year's award to Maisie Deal.
So it is my distinct honor to present our last award of the afternoon, the Outstanding Doctor of Physical Therapy Student Award. The Outstanding Doctor of Physical Therapy Student Award recognizes academic, clinical, and research excellence, effective personal skills, leadership ability, social responsibility, professional duty, involvement within the community and professional association, as well as professional collaboration. Additionally, this recipient represents our core values of respect, passion, accountability, altruism, compassion, integrity, and equity. It is my honor to present this year's Outstanding Doctor of Physical Therapy Student Award to Angela de los Santos. Throughout her time at the University of Colorado Physical Therapy Program, Angela has consistently demonstrated academic excellence, strong leadership skills, and a dedication to the profession of physical therapy. As president of the class of 2024, Angela spearheaded initiatives like implementing the program's inaugural white coat ceremony, creating 2 new annual events, the DPT Olympics and CU Spirit Week. And this fall, she led the planning of a brand new 5K run walk to celebrate National Physical Therapy Month, while also raising money for Girls on the Run. Additionally, Angela founded the Pelvic Health Physical Therapy Student Special Interest Group, served as a peer tutor for several courses in the curriculum, and served her community outside of school. She is also actively engaged in the American Physical Therapy Association program, whose Colorado chapter recently awarded her the Pauline Sarasoli ACE Award, a statewide physical therapy student award. For all her accomplishments, the PT program faculty is proud to congratulate Angela with this year's Outstanding Doctor of Physical Therapy Student Award. Congratulations. All right, the 2024 convocation of the physical therapy program is coming to an end. Tomorrow, the degree Doctor of Physical Therapy will be conferred by the president of the university and the Board of Regents as we join with other professional programs from the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus. As part of this ceremony, a hood will be placed over your heads by members of the PT faculty, signifying your completion of a graduate degree. The hood is a special part of the academic regalia, denoting your scholarly and professional achievements. Doctor of Physical Therapy hoods are universally recognized by the wide teal-colored velvet border. The silver and gold lining within the hood will always identify you as a graduate of the University of Colorado. On behalf of the entire faculty and staff of the University of Colorado Physical Therapy Program, congratulations to each and every one of you. Following closing remarks by Dr. Harris Love, please join us for a reception in the lobby of this building.
Okay, don't worry. People that know me know that I'm very succinct. Thank you again for everyone who joined us today to celebrate our Doctor of Physical Therapy class of 2024. This was an important year for us. We rose in the national rankings for physical therapy programs. We had new students, staff, and faculty join the CU PT community at both campuses. And we've even had longtime faculty member Corey Christensen attain the status of Worthingham Fellow of the APTA. But our most important task is sustaining the profession through our graduates. And it is our great honor to see you grow from entry-level students to fellow professionals. To my new colleagues, the CU Physical Therapy class of 2024, congratulations. You are now adjourned.